second. Hold on a second. I just. Here, let me see that, Bill. So. Carissa, okay, a couple quick questions here. On the banner thing, how can I see where the banner's going to be? Out of the tunnel, right? See, I can't really see that very well. They're listed in order. They're listed the way they're supposed to be. That's what I'm checking. Let me just get these in and then I'll tell everybody to sit down.
Then will you just signal me to stop?
Let me check.
That's what we do in the morning.
Do we? Okay. Yeah. Hold on a second here. So. Sound good? I think so. That sounds good to me.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, Bill.
Worst comes to worst, walk over there, but I don't think you have to. It's always gone well. I just
no
like
problem.
to know when to start, when to stop.
Okay.
All right, thanks. Then you'll introduce my special music, and I'll play that.
Yep.
All right, thanks.
Scherzo.
Scherzo.
Got it. No problem. And B minor, right? Okay. Pretend like I know what the fuck that means. Carissa. If all graduate and faculty and guests, please take your seat. We will begin momentarily. Welcome to the 2021 graduate commencement of Adams State University. We, the Adams State University community, gratefully acknowledge the indigenous peoples on whose ancestral lands we gather. This beautiful San Luis Valley is sacred to many indigenous nations, including the Utes, Jicarilla Apaches, Comanches, Kiowas, Arapaho, Cheyenne, Navajo Nation, Pueblos, and all other First Peoples who once made this valley their home. We honor the diverse communities that historically dwelled here and those who currently reside in the San Luis Valley. We know that honoring these lands is a reflective process that demands continued engagement and action. May we always remember the journey of the past peoples who call this valley home. Graduates, please stand as your degree is called with your department's banner being presented off to the right. Doctor of Philosophy in Counselor Education and Supervision. Master of Arts in Counseling. Master of Arts in Cultural Resource Management. Master of Arts in Music Education. Master of Arts in Public Administration. Master of Arts in Teacher Education. Master of Arts in United States History. Master of Business Administration. Master of Science in Kinesiology. Adams State University's faculty, staff, and administration. You may be seated. Now, please enjoy our special music for today, Scherzo No. 1 in B minor by Frédéric Chopin, performed by Dr. William Lipke. Please welcome Adams State University President, Dr. Cheryl Lovell.
Good afternoon, and welcome to all joined here today for this most excellent celebration. We appreciate your patience and attentiveness to follow our health and safety protocols to allow this in-person celebration. To those of you watching for a distance, we welcome you, and we know you are here in spirit and in thought. On behalf of the faculty and staff of Adams State University, I welcome you to our Spring 2021 Graduate Commencement Ceremony. Let's hope this celebration is the first of many for you, your family, and friends as you continue your great story. For those who received your degree entirely online, a special Grizzly welcome to our campus. 4 days ago, Adams State commemorated our 100th anniversary of the Colorado legislature signing the bill creating our university. We have planned for the fall to really celebrate more of our 100th. We're hosting a run of the century on September 25th. They tell me you don't have to run a century. I think it is a 5K. And homecoming. Our century homecoming will be held October 14th and 15th. As our newest alumni, we invite you to return and to participate. Keep a lookout for more information in various platforms inviting you to these events. Today we gather to celebrate the graduates here who have devoted years in pursuit of an advanced degree in order to be eligible, maybe for a better career opportunity, a pay raise, or simply because of the love of learning. We're so incredibly proud of you and so thankful you chose Adams State University. I want to welcome our guests and thank you for understanding with our procedures to hold a safe in-person ceremony. Thank you for being here today to support our graduates.
At this time, I would like to introduce the chair of the Adams State University Board of Trustees, Ms. Michelle Leek.
Graduates, friends, and families, on behalf of the Board of Trustees of Adams State University, I welcome you to the commencement exercises of Spring 2021. Graduates, as you embark from these hallowed halls, physical or virtual, I know there are many firsts among you. First from your family to graduate from college. First to earn a master's degree. First to achieve a doctorate. I commend you all for your hard work, fierce dedication, and remarkable achievement. You're also the first to emerge in a post-pandemic world, or at least the first post-pandemic world of the last 100 years from Adams State. A changed and changing world awaits. With your newly minted degree in hand, I love how you go like this. I think you're covering your ears not to hear me. But I know, let's see. With your newly minted degree in hand and all that this entails, deeper insights into our world, finely honed analytical skills, and new ideas to approach the world's most pressing problems, I leave you with the optimism of Fareed Zakaria as he writes in his latest work, The 10 Lessons for a Post-Pandemic World. The last chapter is entitled Nothing is Written, and he writes, in order for us to complete the story, we must add human agency. People can choose which direction they want to push themselves, their societies, and their world. In fact, we have more leeway now. In most eras, history proceeds along a set path, and change is hard. But the coronavirus has upended society. People are disoriented, things are changing, and in that atmosphere, change becomes easier than ever. You are poised to change the world, and the timing in that sense could never be better. I look forward to learning of the changes, small, large, and in between, that you all will make. Congratulations.
Thank you, Trustee Leek. Our commencement speaker this afternoon, Melissa O'Neill, is graduating today with a doctorate of philosophy in counselor education and supervision. Earlier this year, she was the first to successfully defend her dissertation entitled Influence of Diagnosis and Level of Care on Patients' Length of Stay in Eating Disorders Treatment. A resident of Anchorage, Alaska, Mrs. O'Neill is a licensed professional counselor in Alaska and a licensed clinical mental health counselor in North Carolina. She also has completed specialized certification programs for military counseling and eating disorders treatment. For the last 8 years, she has worked primarily in the field of eating disorders in various roles in both treatment center and private practice settings. She has also been an adjunct instructor and has supervised practicum and internship students as well as those seeking licensure. Having just moved to Anchorage last year, she recently joined a team of outpatient counselors where she specializes in working with folks struggling with eating disorders and the full spectrum of motherhood, including pregnancy and infertility. Her commencement address will be focused on the idea of redefining connection in the wake of COVID-19 and how we can begin to transform the social emotional landscape of our new world. Please give a warm welcome to today's commencement speaker, Melissa O'Neill.
Thank you. Hello, congratulations, fellow graduates, both here and from afar. What a beautiful and a little bit breezy day to celebrate each and every one of you, our accomplishments in this university. A year ago, I remember talking to my friend, soon to be Dr. Carol Cotter, about graduation having been canceled due to the pandemic. She was always my anchor to reality, and she said to me, "We don't know if we'll be able to graduate in person even next year, but we'll have to wait and see." So, a little naive, I thought, there's no way we're not graduating in person next year. Just a couple more weeks to flatten the curve. And I had no clue of the unimaginable year that was ahead of us. I would first like to acknowledge and thank our administration and faculty and staff for not only finding a way to make the logistics of today possible, but for your part in each of us arriving at this moment after years of hard work, perseverance, and sacrifice. To our loved ones who are also here with us, and those who are either listening or watching the live stream, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. It takes a village has never been truer than during life as a graduate student, and it is with your support that we were able to celebrate the achievements of this day. This past year has shown us just how ugly, dark, and painful human existence can be. Beginning with a pandemic, which has completely reshaped history and forced us into the longest proverbial winter we have ever experienced. It created fear, isolation, humiliation, and death. Next, we saw our communities overtaken by protests and riots. Our desperation for anti-violence, hate, and racism has reached a tipping point in our country. We experienced a presidential election that perpetuated the polarization of our citizens, watched in terror as our nation's capital was stormed, and witnessed more horrendous acts of violence against innocent people. The messages are clear, our systems are flawed, and change is upon us on every level. As we sit here and grapple with how on earth we press forward, how we answer seemingly unanswerable questions, I can't help but consider the simple and yet incredibly complicated notion of connection. Recently, I was on a hike with a friend who is a physical therapist. I asked her how she would define connection, and she spoke through the lens of our physical connection to the earth and to one another. We require the physical presence of another in order to truly measure our presence in this world. We cannot measure our steps without feeling the impact of the ground beneath our feet. We gain insight into our cues for trust, affection, or safety through the act of a handshake, an embrace, and having a face-to-face conversation. We receive physical, emotional, and social feedback merely by having another human in our proximity. This last year of isolation has challenged our collective ability to meet this basic human need of connection more than any year in the history of our country. And yet, through the miraculous ability of resilience, we have found new ways to connect to one another. So though our cups may not be half refilled yet, we have found ways to add drops, a little at a time. And this will be our challenge moving forward as we begin to reconnect and reestablish the many ways in which we feel our need for connection. So I ask you, what is your personal definition of connection? What and who have you turned to throughout this last year and over the last couple of years as a graduate student to feel a sense of home or of presence or of being? Dr. Kristen Neff discusses the unequivocal connecting agent that is the shared experience of human suffering. Through our suffering, we learn how to be more compassionate, more understanding, and kinder toward one another. And in knowing that we are not alone in our own suffering, it is wholly possible then to turn that compassion toward ourselves. In this way, we are connecting to our true being, our purpose, and meaning in this life. After over a year of darkness, pain, and grief, I think we can all agree that we have endured a great deal of suffering. We now might be connected more so than ever before, but it is going to take a concerted effort by everyone here, everyone you know, and everyone they know to fully embrace this shared human experience. Dr. Elizabeth Kubler-Ross said that people are like stained glass windows. They sparkle and shine when the sun is out, but when the darkness sets in, their true beauty is revealed only if there is light from within. What an incredible opportunity we've been given to look within, find our light, and begin sharing it with each other. It makes me think of the people in my life who have been instrumental in my standing here today. Early on in both my master's and doctoral education, I had some remarkable people take a chance on me. They allowed themselves to be vulnerable and trusted me not only to receive their guidance, but that I would use it for good. They instilled hope in me in my ability to become a counselor and a counselor educator. They helped me to foster a sense of courage and a deep connection to my own humanity that spurred me on in my education and career. These people are lit from within, especially during times of darkness. I implore each and every person here to consider your own light and how you can use it for good in both your own life and share it with someone else. Your impact is destined to be profound, even if it's just on 2 lives, yours and one other person's. In considering this light, author and activist Jeffrey Marsh asked, "Are you committed to anti-violence, peace, and no hate everywhere outside of you, but when it comes to doing those things inside, there's a different standard?" Their words connect with something my friend and life coach Kelly Cooper has encouraged me to do, which is to live in our integrity. To truly live with the conviction of anti-violence, anti-hate, and peace amongst each other, we have to start by grounding our intentions in our own integrity. This means we do our own work. We are honest with our own story. We face our shadows, and we put in the effort it takes to heal. Our commitment to connecting to our own integrity is the starting point. This is the breath that fills our lungs, the water we drink and the food we eat, the shelter that keeps us safe, and this is what gives us a lifeline to one another. After today, you will be one giant step ahead in your personal and professional goals. I encourage you to consider how you will use your experience, education, and your own personal work in this process of reconnection. As our world heals, it is going to need each and every one of us to commit to making and sustaining meaningful connections. It's time for all of us to turn inward, shine our light from within our own stained glass windows, and then allow one another a glimpse. Thank you.
Thank you and congratulations, Melissa. Will the Doctor of Philosophy degree candidates please stand? Madam President, on behalf of the faculty of Adams State University and pursuant to the completion of all requirements for the Doctor of Philosophy degree as prescribed by the faculty and Graduate Council of Adams State University, I recommend that the Doctor of Philosophy degrees be conferred.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees for Adams State University, and upon completion of all requirements prescribed, I do confer upon you the degree of the Doctor of Philosophy with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto.
The doctoral graduates may be seated. Will the master's degree candidates please stand? Madam President, on behalf of the faculty of Adams State University and pursuant to the completion of all requirements for the master's degree as prescribed by the Faculty and Graduate Council of Adams State University, I recommend that the Master of Arts, Master of Science, and Master of Business Administration degrees be conferred.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees for Adams State University, and upon completion of all requirements prescribed, I do confer upon you the degree of Masters of Arts, Master of Science, Master of Business Administration, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Will the master's degrees please be seated? It's now my pleasure to ask Dr. Mark Manzanares, Professor of the Counselor Education Department, to come forward. He will introduce the PhD and master's graduates from the Adams State University class of 2021. Ushers, please bring the graduates forward in attendance to receive their diplomas.
Thank you, President Lavelle. All graduates' names will be announced in alphabetical order by last name within each department. Those in attendance will proceed across the stage to receive their diploma covers. Doctorate of Philosophy and Counselor Education Supervision candidates. Jonathan Edward Bentz, dissertation title, Counselor Attitudes and Comfort with Sexuality, an Exploration of Correlational Research. Carol Ann Cotter, dissertation title, Assessment Practices for Personal and Professional Disposition in Counselor Education. Christina B. Harrell, dissertation title, Counselor Education and Supervision, an Application of Proposed Guidelines. Corinne Grace Heim, dissertation title, The Lived Experience of Non-Heterosexual Master's Students in KCREP Accredited Counselor Education Program. Megan Catherine Numbers, dissertation title, Examining the Clinical Intakes of Counselors Working with Military Children, a Qualitative Content Analysis Research Study. Melissa K. O'Neill, dissertation title, Influence of Diagnosis and Level of Care of Patients' Length of Stay in Eating Disorder Treatment. William Robert Spice, dissertation title, The Lived Experience of Counseling Student Study at a KCREP accredited Christian institution, a phenomenological study. Takanobu Suzuki, dissertation title, The Effects of a New Empathy Training-Based Physiological Synchrony. Elizabeth Braid Tomlin, dissertation title, The Lived Experience of Counselors in Training Transitioning to Clinical Video Teleconferencing During COVID-19, an Interpretive Phenomenological Analysis. Masters of Arts in Counseling candidates. Kaylin Marie Andraña. Aaron Paul Alicia. Boo Anna Marie Amaya. Ashley B. Anderson. Francesca Archuleta. Basil J. Argento. Jason Taryn Arkeden. Anna Bell Ashcraft. Brittany Atwood. Megan Rebecca Backstrom. Isabel Bailey. Justine Kajiku Baker. Casey Bauer. Gabriel Ruben Bernier. Blake Lauren Bernstein. Megan Marie Bickford. Jacqueline Bellici. Christina Bingham. Jennifer S. Blanchard. Daniel Dwayne Bloom. Amy Paige Boggs. Nicole Ann Bomar. Jennifer Bordione. Paige Catherine Brady. Sarah Ann Braden. Jason R. Brewer. Julia Caroline Bronson. Brenda K. Brooks. Jenna Michelle Brownlow. Ashley Ann Bull. Bailey Eleanor Bunn. Ray Don Carnavali. Carly Lee Carson. Ashley Valine Carter. Christina Marie Cartwright Martin. Ray Ann Marie Casiado. Kaylina S. Castaneda. Brittany Nicole Castle. A. Catherine Chapman. Corey Damon Chilson. Christina Marie Chisholm. Shonda Beth Chiakowski. Laura Catherine Cladney. Chase Lewis Claflin. Stephen R. Clayton. Michael Stephen Clifton. Heather Michelle Cochran. Tara Lynn Combs. Christopher Lane Connery. E. Lawson Craighill. Megan Elizabeth Crosby. Glenn Leroy Crow. Jeffrey Michael Crow. Melissa Lynn Crowther. Bridget Karen Curran. Angela Davis. Connie Joelle Doolin. Gina DeFelici. Kelly L. DiGiacomo. Emily Ransom Donaldson Devato. Douglas Ian Doria. Scott Richard Driver. Alethea Eastwood. April Dawn Evers. Laura L. Edwards. Drew Dylan Eggers. Margaret Mary Ensel. Emily Nicole Airy. Eric M. Faith. Ellison Meredith Fleet. Amy Lee Fuller. Ellen Melissa Garland. Juliana Marie Janetta. Emery Ann Gillespie. Christine Giuliani. Kale Lynn Golden. Morgan Gradishar. Rhonda K. Graham. Julie Ann Greenlee. Annie Pierre Gay. Christina Gutierrez. Daniel Hackett. Jordan Hall. Leticia G. Harrison. Wendy Ann Harrison. Beth M. Hasbrook. Seth Andrew Hastings. Ava Hattie. Pamela Hernandez. James William Higgins. Kara L. Hill. Kristen Nicole Height. Patrick J. Holloman. Vaden M. Holmes. Carissa Roseanne Hoover. Jensen Caroline Hattishell. Heather Ashley Houston. Gordon Moore Howe. Dina Joelle Huber. Kristen Allison Hudgens. Julie Ann Hudson. Yvonne Renee Ivasa. Rita Lynn Jamie. Lorianne Jensen. Brianna Johnson. Michaela Lee Johnson. Alexander Blaine Jones. Kathleen Jones. Stephanie Margaret Jones Hatch. Sarah Ann Joseph. Tyler James Cabot. Caitlin O'Connor Cathberg. Juliana G. Kellner. Colton Van Kennedy. Carissa Michelle Keffart. Victoria Sarah Claymont. No problem. Burkett Niviton. Jordan Alexandra Noriski. Nicole Lee Correll. Sarah A. Kovash. Susan Kruger. Stacy Lynn Kruger. Alyssa Ray Landry. Adriana Aragon Larson. Sarah Lawler. Alex Nathaniel Lazar. Martha Marie Levine. Amber Liddell. Scott Aaron Lindmeyer. Shelby Elizabeth Logan. Mira LaFalla. John D. Lovely. Patricia Diane Lutz. Amanda Jo Moss. Julie Ann Maloney. Solon May. Karen Diane Matuska. Linda Marie McCarver. Lindsay K. McConnell. Angelie Marie McWright. Sandra Lynn McCullough. David McLaughlin. Kelly Ann Miglin. Sarah Marie Mulholland. Alyssa Nicole Mitchell. Melissa Joe Moeller. Natalie Dawn Moore. Craig Morin. Valerie D. Newsom. Christina Marie Nieto. Jordana Rebecca North. Robert L. Newick. Erica Bronte Jean Ortega. Vandamugul Atto. Daniel Packett. April Ann Paulson. Samantha Marie Panuto. Brian Christopher Pavlak. Tessia M. Poss. Jennifer T. Percy. Courtney Booker Pena. Jay Pepitone. Amanda L. Peterson. Stephanie Jean Peterson. Lenlani Michelle Petaway. Eve Raul Pogue. Megan Ophelia Purcell. Brian Christopher Raz. Nancy Raphael Elick. Colleen Sarah Rafferty. Julia V. Raymond. Dylan Lee Red. Brett A. Ring. Marie Wrights. Chastity Monique Richardson. Jamie Nicole Ritchie. Laura Walker Rickards. Malene Soledad Rodriguez.
Thank you, Mike.
You get. Robert Ansley Roof IV. Kelly Christine Rose. Hannah Leanne Sellis. Just like Dallas.
Just like that, yep, thank you. Congratulations.
Kimberly A. Sandoval Ott. Echo Shanti Satyagrua Harmon. Alicia Nicole Swarovski. And I practiced it. Autumn Shaw. Nicole B. Schatz. Lisa Schuma. Jose G. Serrano. Martha Nicole Setliff. Lacey Lynn Schaefer. Jacqueline Shalepak. Jennifer Marie Slaughter. Zoe Alexandra Slaughter. Danielle Christina Rose Smith. Devin Gianna Smith. Matthew Winchester Smith. Tony Sorensen. Michael Costa Souza. Zoe Elizabeth Soward. Alethea Spangenberg. Eric D. Spindleman. Elizabeth Mary Stilreck. Dana Teresa Sullivan. Dawn Michelle Sussex. Vanessa Lee Siebert. James Tashigan. Kylie Marie Tebow. Sydney Joe Terrell. Maurice Emmanuel Thomas. Kristen Ray Thompson. Alicia Michelle Tinkle. Mary Emily Tipton. Jessica Renee Titone. Kristen Susan Trainer. Adrian Michael Trehill. Kristen Renee Tubb. Lisa Constant Turk. And Dora Catherine Turner. Jacqueline Marie Vallejos. Susan W. Valier. Catherine Velez Malunlanda. Michaela May Vergo. Megan Taylor Walker. Simone R. Wallace. Carly Catherine Wallen. Jessica Lynn Walter. Crystal K. Ward. Dana Warren. Casey D. Waters. Megan Kathleen Wellesley. Annalise Catherine Wecker. Chelsea Elizabeth Ware. Jennifer Lorraine Wells. Corey Lowe Weldling. Bailey Noel Westerfield. Sela Helen White. Shaylin Sky White. Susan M. Whitney. Dixie D. Willis. Grace Jane Willow. Janae, I'm sorry. Heidi K. Brumgarner Wilson. Jennifer Cheryl Wilson. Logan Michelle Whistling. Christina S. Wadzinski. Myra J. Wooten. Master of Arts in Cultural Resource Management candidates. Chelsea Patricia Coates. Brandy Lynn Hurt. Kimberly Ann Morrill. Master of Arts in Music Education candidates. Laura Jean Argotzinger. Donna K. Cho. Bethany Marie Conrad. Andrita Veronica Duran. Keith Leroy Fenton. Jennifer Marie Gorlitz. Mark Jason Hamamura. Christopher Paul Huron. Melanie Huron. Isaac Lusk. Katie Marie McFarland. Mackenzie Laura Mildham. Andrew Michael Naughton. Caitlin Mackenzie Smith. Erin Carolyn Smith. Laura Elizabeth Smoley. Mark Cotter Thompson. Laura Ann Veraldo. Kelly Jo Watts. Masters in Arts and Public Administration candidates. Jamie Sue Bursigata. Amparo Consuelo Contreras. Sarah Nicole Cummings. Gabriela Gonzalez. Stephanie Nicole Moya. Teresa Rose Ortega. Master of Arts in Teacher Education candidates. Brandy Abascal Bermudez. Jessica Wee Biwalivong. Lauren Elizabeth Carroll. Alicia Simone Lee Chacon. Mickey L. Coleman. Elizabeth Cooper. Tara Creech. Amanda Cummings. Sabrina Chantel Davis. Brian Ashley Delamaraville. Melanie W. Donovan. Sydney Kara Elder. Rachel Espinosa. Brianna Cable. Michael James Caraway. Stephanie Lynn Caraway. Christina Legrand Garsky. Misty L. Gavina. Lauren K. Graham. Jason Hornnickel. Rebecca L. Hauser. Sarah Jean Hauser. Catherine Joanne Hudatsko. Lori Ham Kafka. Ryan Kaiser. Joshua D. Kraus. Syria Venezuela Leon. Aaron Lewin. Benjamin B. Lundstrom. Kristen Alexandria Mason. Amanda Michelle Mathiasen. Aaron Joseph Minyard. Sarah Miner. Brooke Elizabeth Ninadal. Ashley Elizabeth Nicole. Allison Lynn Olis. Martha E. Oquist. Craig Parker. Jennifer Jolene Pirau. Norma Pena. Kaylee Brianne Perlis Yinger. Robin Randall. Janet Lisa Randon. Melissa Marie Roberts. Nancy Lynn Scarborough. Timothy Michael Sprague. Kristen Diane Soden. Ty Johanna Sposado. Lauren Marie Humbohooner. Jeanette Marie Valdez. Roxanne Caseta De Lorenzo Vigil. Amy Sarah Weinberg. Cassandra Whitehead. James H. Weeder. Masters of Arts in United States History candidates. Catherine Hansen. Katrina J. Hockender. Casey Lee Kujula. Jose F. McCain. Dylan Tobin McNummy. Andrew Morris. Matthew I. Olters. Sarah Elizabeth Ramirez. Paul Stewart. Crystal Taylor Tafuro. Laura Lee Tolliver. Leslie J. Woodworth. Masters of a Business Administration candidates. Ashley Elise Asmeyer Koppenhafer. Took that while to get that. Yenyer Van Hit Beli. Mark L. Cleaton. Christopher Paul Denton. Bobby Ellen Glenn. Shireen Lee Gonzalez. Juwan Green. Charles Mark Hall. Taylor Don Hobby. Alexander Ibarra. Lena Ann Jaycox. Rasha Cooley. Raul James Madrill. Jamie Meloff. Amanda M. Martinez. Jason McGinnis. Nina Modi Bailey Ajay. Nicholas Frank Morning. Alfred Isaac Nathan Petrus. Janelle Poe. Joseph Lamar Richmond. Tristan Jordan Robbins. Carlos Ebert Santos. Victor B. Siwu, MD. Stephen Arthur Sosa. Anna K. Walker. Master of Science in Kinesiology candidates. Larry Bernard Bell. Hunter Camille Bowser. Jennifer Lynn Brewer. Jesse R. Brown. Abali Kunrin Campos Castro. Christian Josiah Cochran. Terrell Dean. Shay Duran Espinosa. Enrica Estrada III. Larissa Uin. Alexia Sidney Girdis. Derek Gilmore. Preston Richard Hopkins. Michael Deshaun Jordan. Colin Anthony Kaliski. Christopher Bruce Crott. Asia Marie Lawson. Aaron Mitchell Lucero. Colin Michael Lyons. Kimberly Reed Payne. Monica Clark Plutt. Parker Morgan Poor. Jonathan Thomas Reinbold. Mason Elizabeth Rice. Noah Rosenblum. Austin Garvin Spear. Megan Steele. Daisha Brianne Stewart. Kyle William Tien. Robert Andrew Vigil. Alfredo Vargas Villarreal, Kelly Vincent, Elizabeth Ann Weeks, Jasmine Mariah Williams, Matthew John Wingerson. My apologies for any mispronunciations.
Students completing master's or doctorate degrees often do so while raising a family. Will all degree candidates whose academic achievements serve as a model for their own children please stand? Thank you. We congratulate you on the fine example you set for your families. I would estimate a large percentage of you were also employed either full or part-time, or maybe worked off campus. With all those graduates, will all the graduates who have worked while pursuing their master's or doctoral degrees please stand? Thank you. We recognize many Adams State students have served or are serving our country in all branches of the armed forces. Will those of you who are military veterans or are on active duty or in the reserves, please stand? Thank you for your service. Seated among the degree candidates here today are students who have been rewarded for their academic achievements by receiving academic scholarships. Will all students who have been recipients of academic scholarships please stand? Thank you. Your scholarships have been made possible by the generous contributions of Adams State's friends and donors. We thank those individuals, organizations, and corporations who have invested in your education and who continue to support the university. Many of Adams State's most generous supporters are alumni. I'd like to recognize now the many Adams State alumni who have joined us on this very special day. Will all Adams State alumni in our audience please stand? Today, I see teachers, counselors, coaches, historians, artists, principals, business leaders, and scientists who will influence generations as your positive impact ripples out to the far reaches of the world. Students are successful at Adams State because of our caring and engaged faculty, whose excellence and dedication have nurtured our students. By the standards of achievement which they set for all Adams State graduates, they determine the true quality of this institution. Members of our faculty, please rise and receive our thanks. In the last 100 years, our institution has grown from one building in the middle of the sand and brush to the beautiful campus it is today, offering 30 bachelor's, 7 master's, and 1 PhD program. The staff at Adams State have dedicated their professional careers to supporting this university and helping it and all of our students grow and prosper. Will the members of the university staff who are present today please rise and accept our appreciation? We do have about 70 staff and some students who have volunteered to help with this ceremony today. So they're spread all over campus, not in the arena right now, but I want to make sure we express our appreciation for all of those who helped make this ceremony possible. The university is proud of the work of today's graduates, and we expect to be proud of your accomplishments in the future. We know you in the audience are immensely proud of them as well. They are indebted to you for their love, for your love and support to them as they have pursued their educational aspirations. We would like to recognize you at this time. Will the guests of these graduates please rise and accept our thanks? Thank you. We request members of the audience to please remain seated until all graduates have filled out. Thank you for your attendance today. Will the ushers please take their positions?